But the most offensive claim that they've made is this: if the choice is between Israel and Palestine, Muslims should not prefer Palestinians, and maybe even they should side with Israel. Why? Because the Palestinians don't have the correct aqidah or creed. They've fallen into deviance and even polytheism. Jews, as people of the book, are comparable or perhaps even better than these grave worshipping Palestinian polytheists.
Open shirk. They do shirk, but don't say they did.
So the other Palestinians committing shirk then?
Yeah, a lot of Muslims doing shirk, doing graves. They worship graves openly. There's a graves, Habibi.
Followers of Ibn Abdul Wahhab prefer to take advantage of the situation and stab Muslims in the back, to mass takfir Muslims and create as much division and internal strife as possible. As we'll see, backstabbing is a recurring pattern with this group. Nothing better represents this than the alliance of the Wahhabis with the British in the early 20th century. Sided with the British anyway, and celebrated when Sunni Muslims were being slaughtered. The entire history of the Wahhabi movement, Ibn Sahman's fatwa has been preserved as a historical manuscript by King Saud University. Keep in mind that in 1915, the Ottoman Caliphate included not only Turkey, but also Syria, Palestine, Iraq, and the Hijaz, meaning Mecca and Medina. According to Ibn Sahman, Muslims in all these regions are apostate kafir mushriks, whose disbelief is more severe than that of Christians and Jews. Therefore, the real Muslims, meaning the Wahhabis, should hope and pray that the British invaders wipe them all out. Abdullah was also the direct teacher of Ibn Saud. Ibn Saud, who would eventually found the modern Saudi state, truly believed the Wahhabi doctrine that the British were superior to Sunni Muslims. All of this is reported by Harry St. John Philby. Ibn Saud's hatred for Sunni Muslims resulted in numerous massacres that have been extensively documented by historians. The Wahhabis, however, favored the British, which would allow the Wahhabis to then retake Hijaz and the Arabian Peninsula. This is exactly what happened at the end of the war, including Palestine, which was then given to Jews to establish Israel. And of course, the rest of the Arab lands were divided up into nation states, creating the dysfunctional mess known as the modern Middle East we know today. The depressing situation we have today in Palestine and the Middle East is the result of exactly what the Wahhabis worked for. Wahhabis have for centuries stabbed the Ummah in the back. They've repeatedly celebrated when Muslims were attacked and killed by non-Muslims. They've always preferred non-Muslims dominating over the Muslims with so-called incorrect aqidah, encouraging and helping the US and Israel to destroy the Muslims in Palestine. This is something no Muslim should ever forget, because the Wahhabis lie and claim that what distinguishes them from other Muslims is their belief in so-called Tawheed and following the Salaf. All of this is a propaganda hoax. What distinguishes Wahhabis is takfir and betrayal and backstabbing of all other Muslims, allying with non-Muslims against other Muslims. That is the legacy of Wahhabism.